Man, from your mom's backyard to going to Dubai.
To like perform for a bunch of princes.
Through the Hall of Fame. Like, this is crazy, man.
I still feel, dude, it's weird because I still feel that imposter syndrome.
What's good, guys? Welcome to Vibe Check. Today, I have the infamous El Necio. How are you, my boy?
What's up, perros? We here. We chilling.
Let's go, baby. Dude, good to see you, bro. Welcome to Sullen, bro. I know that we were just talking about what Sullen is, and I'm stoked that you're here and we can connect, man.
Thanks for having me, man. You guys have a badass setup, dude. I could curse, right? We're good.
Yeah.
So it's free. I don't have to behave.
You're good, bro.
Then I could be me fully. Yeah, this shit's dope. You guys have a really good setup. I like this. You should have like some Twitch here too. No, I'm just kidding.
So obviously, bro, for the people that don't know, you bare knuckle fight. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is David El Necio Diaz. I am from South Central LA. The short version is just another South Central street punk that wanted better for himself. Fucked up along the way a long time. One day got his heart broken, decided to chase his dream, and I used all the pain I had to make it, and now we're here. Now I want to go more into detail. We could definitely go there. Yeah. I started off in, it was definitely a difficult upbringing with my parents. We grew up with first generation Mexicans, Chicanos, so in LA, and our parents are old school, so there wasn't a lot of support. It's a lot of suck it up, ponte las pilas. It's a lot of that growing up. Makes things difficult when that's all you know. For a long time, I had a little bit of resentment towards that love. But as you get older, you get to realize that shit made you strong. Right. That when you're, it's still a little fucked up, some of the stuff. When I wanted to do sports, parents weren't always so supportive. Like I said, it's a different time. I would say something and they'll say something like, "You're too fat. You're too short. You're going to lose. You're going to get your ass kicked." So you grow up with this shit in your head. You hear it so much, you start to believe it. Mm-hmm. And you make bad decisions. When you don't have support so much from your family growing up, you find it in the streets. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what happened with me. I made a family in the streets. They took me in. I started making my own money. Like I said, it was a very tough communication family to be around. But you make your own path, and shit went south really fast. Shit got really real, and you have a moment in your life when you really say, "Is this what I want?" For me, it was when I was 18 years old. I had a friend. That guy pretty much put me on. He showed me how to survive on the streets. I started selling stuff I shouldn't be selling.
Right.
But it helped me out, put money in my pockets, and at that time, that was all I had. Street family. And this guy looked out for me to a point where when it was time, his friends asked me, "When are you gonna get in the neighborhood?" I was like fucking 16, 17. I was like, "I'm down, like I'm ready." My guy is like, "Hey, let's go work." So I go with him, and he gets me in his room, closes the door, and he says, "If you ever fucking get in the hood, I'm gonna fucking kill you myself." And I think this is like at the time, my role model, my homie, my brother telling me he's gonna fuck me up, kill me if I get in the hood. My first thoughts were like, "Oh, my homie thinks I'm a bitch." Mm-hmm. Like he probably doesn't want me to. He probably doesn't think I'm cool enough, Took a few years to realize that he was just looking out for me. That big moment, that first big moment in my life happened when my friend passed away in front of me.
Wow.
So I was, my friends going to a party. I see my friend, the friendly neighborhood gangster, rest in peace, Cyclops. And I see him in a second, and we drive a few blocks, park, get off for the party. I literally just see him 30 seconds ago. We get a phone call, come back, the homie got shot.
Wow.
And that was, I think, my first time experiencing denial. Because I got there and I see my friend on the floor, and I still remember everything. His dog going crazy, all the homies. Like he got really where we kick it.
Yeah.
And he took off to the hospital, and we got the phone call later on, and it didn't hit me. That was my first time that I was like, in shock, kind of like that shit didn't hit me for like 5 months. Like there was times where I literally would think like, nah, the homie's gonna pop out around the corner right now. Like I couldn't cry about it, and like it took me like 4 or 5 months for one day to me to like it just happened out of nowhere.
Right.
Like I think I was passing by the apartments and I looked at them and I think his bike was right there, and I was just like, oh no. I was at the bike. I was in my backyard cleaning up my backyard, and he had let me borrow one of his bikes, and they let me keep it. And I was cleaning the back, and his bike was there, and it hit me. I'm never gonna give it back.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was that moment where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, my homie's gone. He's not there. Like,
Yeah.
You know, he was the main homie. So I started working. Yeah, you know, I got a girlfriend. I wanted to calm down and started working. And you know, those first few relationships you have, you know, the first one.
The learning ones.
The learning ones, you know. You know, there was a point, even a few years ago, I was like, still kind of like you. But these last 2 years, I've been very like growing. So I am now able to take accountability for some of the issues that were brought up to the relationship by me.
Right.
So now I look back and I'm like, well, this happened. I'm like, well, so now you know, the first relationship was, we were young. It was a very rough relationship. It was very nice at first, of course. But, you know, you're new, and I was also doing drugs, and I started going through towards the end of the relationship, it started going really bad, like, for me. I was doing drugs. I was fucking depressed, anxiety pills, depression pills. Like, I was on all these pills, sleeping pills.
Yeah.
And homegirl decided to dip, and you know, within 2 weeks, she was with another dude after being together for a couple of years. You know, so that shit was like, you're new to love. You know, you're an emotional, angry, South Central kid working, thinking like, you don't know this is a learning experience. You know, you're just thinking, everybody goes through that. Like, this is so of course, it broke the shit out of me, you know? I lost a job. I was doing this case. I was fucking... I lost the job doing the case. I was doing drugs. I was fucking broke. I was depressed, and on top of everything, my girlfriend leaves. So I hit I was already going bad. So I hit this really bad fucking a breakdown.
Yeah.
And I was in my room by myself, and just remember just being fucking crazy. Like, I don't know if I was on drugs or what, but I got 3 bottles of fucking medicine. It was like Elavil, Zoloft, and some other, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I just fucking, I think like 90 pills.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I was still drinking some that, because I just, so a bunch of them fell. So I was still picking them up, and I started going, like, that should have killed me. Like, that should have killed me.
What happened in that moment? Were you like, okay, I'm going to die?
I started having a mental breakdown right before I took them. And in that moment, I guess my ex-girlfriend showed up because they were trying to see what was wrong with me. My whole family showed up. And I started giving, like, my family, like, their medicine that they never had. Kind of like it was my breaking point of so many years of holding this shit in. So, you know, I told my dad what I had to tell him. I told my mom I told my brother what I had to tell him. Because no one's ever brought that out, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, just brought it. Like, we don't do that. As Mexicans, we don't really like, hey, dad, you weren't supportive of me. We don't. No. We're about suck it up and, like, be a man type shit.
Yeah.
So, to me, I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to tell him everything. So, I fucking just brought out the elephant in the room, and everything got put on the table, and I blacked out for 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to leave on my motorcycle, all fucked up, and they hit my keys.
Oof.
And then I was trying to find my pills because I was trying to drink more. And my other brother took my pills. So
yeah.
Then I just blacked out. You know, for me, everything that I remember in that moment was a 2 or 3 day thing. And one day I'm kicking in I stayed with my brother, so I was like, he was looking out for me. And he's like, dude, you need to talk to you. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, you're bad. Like, you're not doing good. He's like, I need you to stop taking these pills. You need to take a shower.
Wow.
And I'm like, the fuck? I just got here 2-3 days ago. And he's like, dude, you've been here for like 3 weeks and you stink. And I was like, holy shit. So I didn't know I blacked out for that long.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was just chugging sleeping pills and just on autopilot for 2-3 weeks.
Dang.
So then I fucking cleaned up, and I had that moment, that second where we're like, okay, dude, what are you gonna do with yourself?
So how did you go from that moment to start learning that you wanted to fight? Like, when did that come into play?
Well, learning to fight, that had always been like my dream. So when I would train in the backyards, that's a big part I left out, huh? When I was doing all this hood shit, like when my homie was going on, I was still training. I wanted to be a UFC fighter. At the time I was still possible, kind of, but, I wanted to be a UFC fighter. And it was very, I was a fucking kid. I was 17, 16, training in the backyard with blankets on the floor. I think I showed you a video of that.
Yeah.
Paying homies like nickel sacks of weed so they could spar me. And at first they were cool with it, and then I started fucking them up, and nobody wanted to spar with me no more. So then it was just my brother and me, and it was always a dream. When I stopped kicking it and I had that first girlfriend, throughout that time I started training myself in the backyard. I wasn't going to shows anymore or parties. I was going to the block only, just the homies at the block. And what I would do from there is go home and train. So I'd invite homies over to train. It was always a dream. It was always a fucking dream to make this shit happen. I always knew I needed a platform or the opportunity to. So, when all of this shit was going on, this mental shit was going on, I dated another girl. We were together for 5 years. I went single actually for 2 years. I started doing a shitload of drugs.
Okay.
After that mental breakdown, and I told myself, what am I going to do with myself? Like, I'm going to prove this girl wrong.
Yeah.
So I moved out of my mom's house. I got my own apartment. And I got a great job, and I'm living alone, and I'm like, well, I'm doing good now. Now I could do drugs, and it's not like, bad. It started off with like coke parties with like 10 girls, 3 homies, and
right.
5 girls, me and 1 homie, and then it became me and the homie, and then it just became me. And it was just me after work doing drugs, right after work, just by myself in my apartment, and me thinking to myself, I have everything that I thought I wanted. I have an apartment, a good job, I have money, I got a new motorcycle. Still fucking miserable. I'm gonna try to kill myself again. So I tried. I did 2 more attempts, and that second one, the last attempt was a revelation too. I was on my motorcycle, and I was like, I tried to OD on coke the night before. I snorted like fucking shitload of, like a little mountain of it, just thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack. My heart was like, I didn't die. Now imagine the next morning at 6 in the morning I have to go to work. That happened around 4 in the morning. So at 6, 7, I'm having this calm down, this horrible fucking. So I'm sad, depressed. I'm fucking already going through it. I'm coming down on coke, and I'm on a motorcycle, and I just try to kill myself. And I'm like, you know what, dude? This is it right here. I'm done. Close my eyes, put on a song on the radio, on my headset. I fucking smash down Alameda. Right as I'm about to, the song ends, I don't crash. I feel the bike, And I open my eyes, and there's a car pulling out, and I swerve, and there's another car coming my way, and I swerve this way, and I park the bike, and I throw it on the floor, and I just start having a mental breakdown. And I was like, what do I do?
Wow.
What do I do? That same night, I went to my dealer again. He didn't have shit no more. He only had mushrooms. Whole ounce left. So I'm like, give me the whole ounce of mushrooms. Had that whole ounce of mushrooms, 3 bottles of alcohol. They say you speak to the gods. I definitely, they definitely visited me that day. Life changed. Right? After that, I sobered up from coke with mushrooms. I completely sobered up. I just started doing mushrooms, microdosing every day, writing music, started touring. And it was cool for a while. It was always in the back of my head. Every time I would still go and be like, I want to lose weight again. I'm going to go train at my mom's backyard. My mom lived across the street, so in the back I had punching bags. I would still go. And, there was a point when I was dating that long relationship. It was, getting big, and I was getting fat. And I was I remember telling my partner at the time, hey, I really want to fight. I really want to be. But I never had that little extra push, Kind of felt like a parent thing. I was whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I never had that little, there's moments when you think you need people's approval or someone to tell you could do it or you got to do it. You got to do it yourself. You learn that with years. People could tell you this shit, and you're going to be like, I can't, because you haven't experienced it. So you don't experience that until it's time to experience that. You could do it yourself. When me and homegirl broke up, it was, I had that same, 5-year relationship. The last one was 3. After the 3 relationship, I went into drugs and women. And this time, I was 2019 September, I said, what do I want to do? I'm like, do I really want to fucking, go back to coke, women, and beer, and, and just parties here at my house. And I was like, nah, I'm going to allow myself to be depressed for these next 2 months. And starting 2020, I'm going to chase my dream. The pandemic started. So I have nothing to do but work out.
Right.
So I announce it, I'm going to become a bare knuckle fighting fucking champion. The few followers I had, 200-300, you're too old, dude. Just give up on it. Just go to trade school or just fucking, just do this and that. And that lit a fire in my ass. I was like, fucking watch. 1 year. I was 30 or 31. It's very hard to start a career in that, I no experience. No, I just self-trained my whole life. I go to a tryout. They say my personality, like as soon as I get there, it's like all these professional fighters, and I'm kind of like, fuck, there's nobody from South Central LA that's just chasing this dream, right? It's an open tryout,
which is good.
I didn't know how good I was till I was able to show it, And I remember getting into that tryout, and I'm like doing my shadow boxing, dancing and shit, and I look back, and all 3 cameras are on me, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Why are they on me? Like, so I was getting nervous. I'm like, nah, don't get nervous. Just keep fucking moving. Just keep moving. The end of the fucking whole tryout, a guy comes up to me. He's like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, my name is David Ernesto Diaz. And he's all like, no, who are you? Who do you train with? And I'm like, I train myself. Where? In the backyard. What? It's like, yeah, I train myself in my mom's backyard. And he's all like, where do you train? I'm like, in my mom's backyard, like on blankets. Like, I lost 95 pounds there. And she's like, wait, you lost 95 pounds? I'm like, yeah, I lost 95 pounds for this tryout so I could audition for 135.
Wow.
And he's like, 40 fighters came tonight. Out of the 40, 20 are professionals. Out of those 20 professionals, 10 are very well known. Out of those 10, 3 shine today. You're one of them. Who the fuck are you? So I was like, I was like,
damn.
That's when I was like,
that felt good.
Who am I? No, really, who the fuck am I? I'm like, I don't even know anymore. What's going on? They give me my first fight. They're like, you're gonna get a fight. And I'm like, oh, did I really make this happen? Like, just
all right then, boom.
Just then, they offered me this fight with like this guy who's the next Conor McGregor, who's like 9-0, and they're promoting him on Instagram nonstop, and they're not posting shit about me. They're just the new Conor McGregor, and his attitude, his tattoos, and I was just like, I was mad. So I went on Instagram Live, I think, or a post, and I was like, yo, fuck these dudes, I want you to go, like, the few followers, like, I was building up more, like 600, 700, 1,000, 3,000. And I was like, oh, shit. But I was doing it myself off of my grind, not off of them. They weren't sharing me. So then I tell them, yo, I want you, like, go fucking tell them where the fuck is my promo. I didn't expect hundreds of them to go. So, like, their page was like, why aren't you giving the Mexican homie any promo? Or like, why aren't you giving this fool any promo? Diaz is also fighting this fucking fight. The guy comes from nowhere. And I'm like, so then this guy hits me up and he's like, hey man, I'm in Miami. I was living in Miami training with Joey Beltran. And he's all like, hey man, I work for BKFC. I do the video promos. I want to come film you. And I was like, yeah, dude. So he comes over and he's like, hey, I got the green light from BKFC. They're kind of pissed off at you. I was like, why? And I'm like, because you kind of send like a whole posse to talk shit. And I'm like, well, and he's like, but I told them, like, look at the guy's point of view. He's fucking fighting, and all they're doing is promoting the other guy. How is he gonna get known too? Yeah. So boom, they send the video guy, and that was my first blow up.
That moment.
They sat me down and they're like, what did you do to get here? And I told them the truth. I was like, I wanted to try out. I really wanted to go. So what I did was I bought a ticket. I had like $150, $200 in my pocket, and the ticket was like $125 round trip. And I flew out the audition, and 1 hour later I had to fly back. So I only went to Arizona for the audition and back.
Right.
And then I came back with like $50-$70 left, and I ate cup of noodles for like 2 weeks. Like, that's all I did. I was just eating cup of noodles, training and eating cup of noodles. That's all I did for 2 weeks till I had a World Cup, make some money. Yeah. And then that line, they posted it up on Instagram. And like, it was like, anybody who was hood,
they love it.
Could tell, like, oh, this fool, like, you connect with that. Like, we've all been broke to where we're eating cup of noodles every day at one point of our lives. I know this fool has. Shout out, Nate. So like, we've all had that cup of noodle break, Yeah. So I was like, I guess it hit people, it touched people, and people were like, oh, we're rooting for the homie. Like, and I had South Central. No, did I have South? Yeah, I had South Central tattooed on my chest. So I wanted to represent South Central. 3 weeks before the fight, I went to go get it tattooed. I got my whole chest blasted in the South Central.
Damn.
And then that's when LA was starting to be like, oh, because I started, I tag LA. I started promoting myself. Boom, we blew up. We get to the face off. This guy's talking shit. I'm starting to get eyes on me. I start building up the fight. We start going back and forth online a bit. He starts talking shit. I'm like, I'm reacting because I'm not used to this is professional.
Yeah, you're marketing. You're branding.
But I didn't know that this was.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, homie, you talk shit to me.
Yeah.
I don't fucking talk shit back. I remember somebody said, is this a show? I'm like, what do you mean? Because I was like, fuck that fool. And they're like, is this a show? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, do you guys really not like him? I'm like, yeah, the fucker disrespected me. Like, what the fuck? Call me yeah. And he's all like, oh, I thought it was like, I'm mad. Like, what the fuck? And where I come from, you fucking talk shit about, make fun of my culture, make fun of my race, make fun of anything. You're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And this guy was making fun of my poverty. He was posting up videos of me training in trash bags. And my reply was like, I'm sorry we weren't all born with a silver spoon in our mouths. You know? Must be nice.
Yeah.
To train with that expensive gear. I had trash bags and blankets, bro, and I'm at the same place you are.
Damn.
So what does that say? It doesn't fucking matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you're fucking training. It's how bad you want it.
Right.
So we get to the fight. We do our face off. They bumped my fight from the first fight of the night to the first fight in pay-per-view.
Wow.
Because people were only talking about my fight. Like the Mexican dude and the Viking, the Aztec and the Viking, because he was all Vikinged out. So we get to the fuck. So to me, it's like I didn't want to talk shit online. Like I'll reply to some shit, but I wouldn't want to do it because Joey would tell me don't do it online. So I see him at the weigh-ins the day before. He's all fuck. I look at him and I'm like, what's up, bitch? And he's kind of like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, talk your shit. Like I'm right here, talk your shit out. So to me, it's like mental warfare too. You get in their heads like I'm right fucking here. I'm waiting to throw this fight away. If you're down, let's fucking throw down. You know, mental warfare. I looked that dude, he just didn't look like, I was like, oh, in pictures, they all look fucking yoked up and big. That fucker was scrawny, dude. That's all fucking flaco bones. Like, I'm just hungry bones. That's not even muscles. It's just, motherfuckers are just hungry. Eat some fucking steak, eat something, eat some rice. Homie was all fucking scrawny. He looked big in pictures. Get into the fight. This guy's supposed to wipe the floor with me, right? He's like 9-0.
Yeah,
the next Conor McGregor. Like, I fucked them up, dude. I fucked them up. We had a full fight, like a full war, 5-round war. My first fight ever. First fight, fight of the night, fight of the year nominee.
Wow. All heart.
All heart. That's what it was. People were like, I had no skill at the moment. I was all street. I was swinging like a fucking, like one of the homies in the backyards after school, meeting me in the alley type shit. So, but like, you know, I knew, because that's what I fall back to. Once you get tired, you go back to what you know. And what you know is just throw hands, homie. Like,
right.
But I got to show that day that I have a chin. This fucker dropped me. I got up and I kept rushing and never stopped. Gassed them out, fucked them up. Fight of the night, fight of the year. Boom, my name starts blowing up.
Blew up.
Starts blowing up slowly. You know, I'm like, okay, people know who I am in the BKFC world. I think it wasn't until, you know, from there I got my second fight. I mean, there's so much to tell you, you know? Like,
yeah.
How much time do we have?
I mean, we go with that. And then so it's like, so from that fight right there, what started coming your way? Like, you have sponsorships. Do you start, like, taking your training differently?
Well, after that fight, I started making a splash in BKFC immediately. People knew who I was. And I still didn't have these. I had a sponsor. It was Fusion CBD products. Shout out Fusion. You guys helped out when nobody else did. They were like, hey, we want to sponsor you with like $600 a month. I was like, fuck. And I was thinking right away, I could have like 10 of these.
Right.
You know, I'd be good, but to get 10 of those, it's very hard, you know? Like, so I moved to Miami because Joey's like, if you're really serious, you got to do this full time. You know, you made it. So I said, fuck it. I'm moving to Miami. I had a couple of thousand saved up from a settlement. Okay. And I was like, this is it. This is my, like, might as well invest it all in this shit. I'm going to just fuck up and spend it on dumb shit at home. Right. The trick to getting something you want is just doing it. There's no shortcuts, man. There's no, but what if I do this? But what if I do that? If you want something, the secret and the trick is just fucking do it. Even if you fucking fail, even if you fail multiple times, if you really want it, you're going to fucking go through it. And that's why people quit. Because you think it's just an easy path to get what you want. You're going to fall a few times. And when you fall, most of the people say, fuck this, I'm out. Right. Some people get back up, climb that ladder again, and keep going, and they fall again, but not so low. They fall back in the middle. They go up again. They fall a little more, and that's what's been happening to me. You know, I never fell back down until recently. Anyways, I do Miami. I'm doing good. They're pushing all these fucking fights, and
for you to go into.
Yeah, so I'm about to do a fight, and like 3 weeks before, oh, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be the next one, and then I'm like 2 weeks before, 4 weeks before, it's not gonna happen next time. There was drama going on at the gym at the moment, you know, and that shit sucks. Nobody tells you about this when you go into the fight world. There's politics still, man. Don't train at that gym. I beef it with him. You can't be his friend. And like, I'm a likable person, dog. I get along with everyone. Unless you talk shit to me, then we're not cool.
Right.
Keep that same energy in person. Don't talk shit online. And they be like, hey, what's up, dog? Like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
So I get along with everyone. There was like all this shit going on. I was like, I don't think I like this. You know, I know a bunch of you from this. Like, you know, there's. I just didn't think I was enjoying that vibe. And
Yeah.
I decided to. They pushed another fight, so I decided to go to Mexico and train. I was like, you know what? I want to train in Mexico. I'm leaving. I left with like $500 in my pocket. My dad had a house over there, so he let me borrow it. He was building a house, so it was still run down, but it was livable.
Yeah.
It had electricity. It had a kitchen and a fridge and a bed.
Wow.
So that was good. That's all I needed.
So I'm going to Mexico now.
Going to Mexico.
So we go to Mexico.
We go to Mexico. I get invited to a gym with Pedro Joya, Brandon Moreno's Muay Thai coach. Brandon Moreno's in the BK and the UFC. He's the UFC Mexican first UFC Mexican champion. They opened the doors for me. It's a little fucking gym about this size, and I fucking loved it. I was like, this is what I want. So I go and I start training. I start doing weights. I start watching my diet. We start preparing. I'm still going through mental shit though. You know, I'm still fucking having huge imposter syndrome. Do I
Not
belong
believing
here?
in yourself.
Do I belong
But wanting
here?
it.
Yeah, do I belong here? Should I really be here right now? Am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
And I'm still going through like being away from my family, you know, being away from home, South Central, being away from my mom, from everyone. I was gone for 9 months. No, for like 6 months.
Wow.
And you know, I'm getting ready for a fight. They push it. And then I'm like, fuck.
Here we go.
So then I start getting ready again. They tell me you're fighting this day. And I'm like, I'm running out of money. Like, I don't have sponsors in Mexico, you know. So I'm doing it all out of savings.
Right.
$10,000 down the drain.
Right.
And I'm running out of money. And then I'm like 2-3 weeks away from the fight. And they go, oh, it's not going to happen anymore.
Oh.
So I fucking like, I started hitting that comfort mental break. Like, you know what, dude? This was probably just a one hitter quitter. It was probably just one fight. Fuck it, I did it. I'm fucking done. This is fucking whack. I've been training for a year and a half. No fucking fight since.
Right.
No money. I haven't made shit. I'm like, this is fuck you. I'm fucking done. I want women and I want drugs.
Yeah.
So I went to Sayulita and I had met the people there while I was still training. They were fucking great to me. Mucho Bueno was like this bar that I would go to. I'd do karaoke, and I met the guys, they're the owners, and we became homies. They were like homies from the block. Mm-hmm. So one day I went, I was all fucking sad and depressed, and I was drinking. I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm gonna fucking do coke. Like, I was ready to be like, it had been a minute.
Damn.
And I went and I bought a baggie, and I went back to the bar, and I was just thinking, oh fuck, should I do this? And as I'm sitting there thinking, the owner of the bar comes up to me and he's like, hey, Necio, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what's up, dog? And he's like, I love you, bro. He's like, we fucking love you here. He's like, but you need to fucking leave. And I'm like the bar? And he's like, no, like, you need to leave Sayulita.
Right.
And he's like, you're not in a good headspace. And if you stay here, like, people get lost here.
Right.
Like, people either find themselves with their spirituality here, or people get really fucking lost in drugs and pills. And he's like, you're not in a good place. Like, you should leave. And I listened to him. I was like, you're right. You know, at least so they had a fight night. So I threw the baggie away. I was like, fuck, I don't want this shit.
Right.
I threw the baggie away. It was like, what, 500 pesos, $20. I was like, whatever, I fucking need this shit. And I go have like a little mental breakdown in Mexico by myself in this little fucking Airbnb. And I'm like crying it out, like, fuck, dude, what am I doing with my life? Like, this sucks. What am I gonna do? Go back to construction? Like, it's not bad, you know, but I want it more, you know. And it's great money, but it's not about the money. It's about my dream, and I really want to make something. I showed that I got it, but I haven't gotten another opportunity. So that next night, that Saturday, I think I go back to that bar. My last 3 days there. I'm leaving like on a Monday. It's like Friday or Saturday already. And I go and there's ladies there. The week before, the fight night. I meet this lady there. It's a time frame. But she, like, we start talking, and she seems very nice, and she started asking what I do, and I tell her, she's like, but she's like, kind of like, I can see that she's like reading me or feeling me, kind of like, Her name is Linda Mariscal. She does temazcales in Sayulita, and she just got permitted by the elders to give medicine, ancestral medicines.
Cool.
So we meet, she gets my information down, And then say, okay, bye. And then when that happened, that week before I met her, the next week, all that bullshit happened. Next day is Sunday. I'm ready to go back to Puerto Vallarta, drop the motorcycle off, leave on a Monday. And that night, I go to fucking Puerto Vallarta. I'm leaving the next day already to the airport. I get a phone call from the lady, random. I'm going through it like bad. I'm like, I quit. Fuck this sport. Fuck everything. I'm gonna just go home and fucking fuck all these hot ass girls and just do drugs. I'm going back to my comfort zone, my number. And she calls me out of nowhere, 9 p.m. She's like, hey, Nessie. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I wanted to talk to you. I was like, what's up? And she's like, something tells me that you need help. And she's all like, and I'm very drawn to your energy, and something's telling me that I need to help you. And I'm like, well, how so? And she's like, I do temazcales and I do ancestral medicines. She's like, I'm not charging you. I am not telling you to pay it. I'm inviting you as my guest of honor. She's like, I have a ceremony to do on Monday or whatever, Tuesday, and some shit. And she's like, I want you to come and I want you to be my guest. I want to help you.
Nice.
And I was like, let me think about it. So I call my brother and I'm like, dude, this is what's going on. And he's like, dude, that's an experience. And if you have a shaman coming and, you know, someone that's in touch with our ancestors to do it, why not? And I just thought I had nothing to lose. You know, I looked up what the toad was, and it was a little scary. And I looked it up on Vice, and I looked it up another place, and I was like, fuck. All the stories were like intense. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you're gonna have a vision. She tells me, stay and let's do it next week. And I'm like, dude, I'm leaving tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And she's all like, really think about it. Like, I really think you should stay, and I think this is gonna help you when you go back.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck. So I make the phone calls the next day, and I decide I'm not getting on the plane. So I call her and I said, I'm gonna stay. She's like, you can stay at my house. So I went back to Sayulita and I stayed at her house for like a week. She was like kind of giving me therapy, helping me go through my emotions. And I, you know, was crying a lot that week. I was like, holy shit, I really needed just therapy, you know, things that a lot of us don't get. She was giving me therapy, getting me prepared for my medicine. Then the weekend comes and we go to the ceremony and everyone's having, all the people that came together, they came together to experience. I was there on the side just kind of like knowing that I'm about to have the craziest fucking fight of my life. Which is myself.
Right.
Because that shit takes you where you need to go, not where you want to.
Of course.
And I keep in mind, I don't know what I'm strapping up for. I don't know what's going on. I just know that I'm gonna do the toad. And Mike Tyson said it's fucking crazy. Yeah. And it helped them. So I said, here, you know, I'm fucking doing it. Fuck it. So they give me first Cambo. Cambo is, you never heard of Cambo?
I've done it, yeah.
Damn, you got yours?
I got it right there.
Yeah, I got mine right here. Yeah.
I've done Cambo.
Yeah.
I know Cambo.
Yeah, so I did Cambo. First they give me Cambo, so you gotta drink all that water. I fucking, you know, they burn your arm. For those people that don't know, they burn you with a little stick. Not like, it's just like a little, just to peel that little white skin off, that little scabby skin. Then they put toad poison, a little bit of water in it. And what happens is, you're poisoning your body and your body defenses kick in and they're trying to push the poison out so that you start throwing up. And it's a sick cleanse. Like it's a really like
that was a lot, yeah.
And it's all, and for me it was all yellow, dude. It was bad. And she was all like, oh dude, like that's it's really good you got that out. Yeah. Because it was like thick yellow shit. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I've never thrown that up before. And she's like, no, this is like, you really needed this. And then she's like, all right, after this we're gonna go do Bufo. So they explain it, you know, and I'm just like, so I'm ready. Mentally, I'm like, I'm ready for this fight. I know what's going to happen. A girl goes in front first, because they're asking who wants to go first. A girl goes first, and she takes her trip, and she, like, lays back, and she's, like, saying, hola, hi, like, waving at the sky. And I'm just like, oh, that looks nice. Like, okay, everybody has their own trip. You know, everyone has their own trip. So she's seen something beautiful because she's like smiling and she's like waving at them and she's having a great time. So then they ask who wants to go next. Everyone's nervous and I'm like, I'm ready. I want to get this over with. I'm ready. So the shaman even knew that I was going through some stuff. So I sit down with him and he's all like, my homegirl Linda, she does music. She brings you back with music. So he packed, you know, right here we call them pookie pipes because that's what you see them like. But they use those pipes to. What happens with Bufo is they squeeze a toad into a flat surface like a glass, right? And their pores lets out this liquid. The liquid fucking dries up and it becomes like a little skin, and that's like nature's pure DMT. That's what our ancestors used to take to have visions, speak to the gods, and put them on the right path. So remember, I was losing my hunger to fight. Yeah, around that time I was losing my hunger to fight. Remember that. I didn't want to fight no more. I was about to break, and they tell me to, she tells me about this medicine, so I know that I'm about to see. It's gonna take you where you need to go, not where you want. So I sit down with the shaman, and I know that I'm like, fuck, dude. I know this is gonna be very heavy. I fucking know it's gonna be very heavy, and he sits down with me, and he grabs my hand, and he's all like, "This is me, this is you. Together, right now, we're one." So what I didn't know is that the shaman goes on the trip with you. So when you take your smoke, he smokes it too, because they're supposed to bring you back.
They lead you, yeah.
That's their job.
Right.
They're strong enough to bring you back from wherever you're going. So he's all like, "What do you want out of it?" And I'm all like, and I say what I want. He's like, "What do you want to get rid of?" And or something like that. I'm like, I just want to forgive. That's all I said. I just want to forgive myself. And then he's all like, "Have a safe trip." So he puts the pipe in my mind. Everyone's going like very little and having little. Me, you put pipe in my mouth. I'm gonna. Yeah. Because I wanted to feel. I wanted to know what this is. And as soon as he removed the pipe from my mouth, he started he started doing his own little cantos, and I see him like turn into animals, hieroglyphs, swirls, like he fucking becomes Legos, dude. Like it was and I was like, and I could see all the color behind him twirling. Like it was like a Van Gogh painting in person. And I let myself fall back. And when I let myself fall back, I hit the floor, but I go through it, and my vision starts. I start falling through this like tunnel of color, like just bouncing off of it, and it was like literally, I remember it being orgasmic, like it felt fucking good. And then I see, like when I'm falling, I notice something's hugging me, and it's like a silhouette of a woman, like a small, thin woman hugging on really tight. It's like all black though, and it's holding on to me, and it was orgasmic at first. And as I keep falling, it's crazy because it felt like an eternity being in that vision, As I keep falling, that feeling when you sleep with someone you shouldn't have slept with or you didn't want to sleep with, and you kind of feel that emptiness after. You're like, fuck, why did I hook up with this? That nasty feeling of why did I give my energy to someone that didn't deserve it?
Yeah.
Or someone that didn't earn it, or why did I disrespect that feeling, it felt it times 10. Like I wanted this lady off of me. I couldn't get her off. I was like crying, like in a panic, like get the fuck off of me. Like I couldn't breathe. And when I finally pushed her off, like as I'm falling, by the way, I'm seeing all my family problems. Like as I'm falling, I'm like, I could see the thing with my parents. I could feel the love that was missed. I could feel how much they loved me and how much they didn't when I was growing up, how much all my whole life. And as I'm seeing this, all these feelings are intensifying, and this body's fucking grabbing onto me. Kind of like I turned to women for comfort when I was fucking hurt, and it was kind of like, I don't want you on me. Like I know what I was seeing. I know what it was. It was my comfort, going through all the pain, bouncing off pain, and having a woman hold me. It was all that love I didn't have, It was right there, intensified on me, and it was too much, and I was like, get the fuck off of me. When I finally, in my vision, pushed her off, I fall. In my vision, I fall on a river, and I let out the most fucking violent cry, like fucking crying. Like I have never cried before in my life. And I'm like literally like this, like on the floor, like fucking screaming. And I look up and I see my curandera. She's singing to me. She's bringing me back. And then my healer, the shaman from Mexico City, he starts rubbing my chest and he's like, just let it go, just let it go. And when he said that, that's when I started screaming. I was like, like a fucking war cry. Like I was fucking crying like never before in my life, to my lungs. I couldn't breathe from it. And when he said let it go, I let that big scream, and I just kind of fucking lay down and started softly crying, it felt like forgiveness. You know, it felt like let that shit go, bro. Like your parents did the best they could. You know, like I said, when you grow up with that, you don't know. You're confused. Your parents, because you see other people and you see how their parents treat them.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, they have everything. You know, they're very supportive. And like, you know, you grow up with that shit, so you have a little bit of resentment towards it. You know, you grow up with this trauma, man. You know, if you're not good enough, your parents don't think you're good enough. You're not good enough. Yeah. But that was the best they could do growing up. You know, I never, like, that put me that perspective. You know, it made me see that. And as I'm laying there crying, my shaman is singing to me, and I see her, and she's full Aztec'd out, like feathers. And behind her, the sun is just burning behind her. Like the sun literally is behind her. And I'm seeing her and I'm just kind of like, oh, fuck. Like, damn. And like the shaman is rubbing my chest and I look up and shaman's like 55, 60. He looked 20 I saw the youth in him. And then he's like, just let it go. And I'm just like laying on the floor crying. And I notice that I'm wet. I'm wet everywhere. And I look at myself and I had Nahuatl armor on. I was a fucking Aztec warrior in my vision. I was crying in a lake. I was in a lake. The lake was washing off colors out, like dark colors off of me. It was like I don't know how to explain it, man. I fell in a lake and I saw myself as a warrior, and all that doubt was washing off with that vision in the lake that I was in. Like there was a very dim lake just running through me, and I could just see like the lake. I could see everything. The lake. I could see the water. I could see the skirt I'm wearing. I could see my armor, and I'm telling myself like I'm a fucking fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fighter. I just started crying for 30 minutes. I was just crying in my vision still, and just telling myself, dude, you're a fucking fighter. You're a warrior. Like it took me where I had to go.
Right.
It took me to. I thought I had to see like other, but no. It took me to bring me back into fighting.
So with that, like with you going back into bare knuckle fighting, like how many fights have you had so far?
I had four. That
fights.
was right before my second one.
And I hear you're going in the Hall of Fame. Is that right?
I just got inducted to the Hall of Fame last week, which is okay.
So let's talk about that. How did that go down?
Well, you know, it all gets connected to that too. I went back to LA, hungry, no money. I go to the park, I start training. That's where it all goes to. You know, I started training and I meet this girl at the park. She starts training with me. Like a random girl, just a cool ass girl. We start going to fucking Planet Fitness, and then they tell me you have a fight in January. It's locked in. So I trained myself. I went to Mexico for 2-3 weeks. I fucking wrecked this kid like bad. Come back, I start training for a next fight. A lot of shit happened in between that for the second fight.
Okay.
In the second fight, the third fight, I had a fight of the night, fight of the year.
On the third fight?
On the third fight.
So first fight ever,
fight of
same
the night,
situation for same
no,
third fight?
First fight of the night, fight of the year nomination.
Okay.
Second fight of the night bonus. Third fight of the year, fight of the night.
Wow.
So that's when the Hall of Fame thing came through. It was I was 18 months off. I made a big splash after that third fight. People were like, "Oh shit, I got injured. I had to do surgery on my eye. I got depressed because I couldn't train every day. So it's when you can't even lift 5 pounds.
Right.
So I started getting depressed. But this time I told myself I'm not gonna drink and I'm not gonna sleep around.
Yep.
I went to celibacy. I was going to celibacy from May 2022 to May 2023.
Good for you.
Because I had a horrible, toxic relationship. Horrible.
Right.
It was bad. Oh my God.
Right.
But I decided, okay, you know, from the vision, it showed me that women isn't the solution. Like, I need to fix myself.
Yeah, you are your solution.
Everything was just a Band-Aid. So I decided, okay, I don't want to go back to that. So I went celibate a whole year.
Okay.
I get to, 2023, not doing shit. I gain up to 195, 200 pounds. And I'm fucking bummed out, and this is something I have a friend, I'm not going to say who, but I have a really good friend. He was going through a lot at the moment. I was ready to leave to Mexico because I was like, but I couldn't leave. There was something keeping me back, bro. And, I had my friend with me, and he was going through a really bad time. He's an OG.
Okay.
And we went out, and And he wanted to fuck up. He wanted to fuck around. And I was like, we're not going to fuck around. Like, I'm here to look out for you. And we're going to go eat. We're going to go do some karaoke. And my homie's like, let's fuck up. And I'm like, we're not going to fuck up. So I get next to him and I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to be one of your homies that you have back home giving you shit to bring you down. That's not going to be me. Like, you're never going to have a drug story with me because I fucking love you, dog.
Right.
And you're more than this and you're not going to do this.
Right.
So he's like, okay. So then I tell him, I have mushrooms at home and I have rapé. I think that's what you need. And he's like, fuck it, let's go. So I'm like, okay. Because he wanted to get fucked up.
Right. So you guys went from like going out to now going to go heal.
Yeah.
And then when you get tied into how does it all go to the Hall of Fame?
Well, that's where it goes in. I take him home to heal. He has his trip. I have to guide him
Through it
because he's having his thing. So my hand was broken for 3 months. I couldn't close it. It hurt when I punched.
at all.
It just hurt after that fight. It was like March already, and my hand just hurt. And people are telling me you can't fight no more. You're not gonna be able to fight no more. Your eye, this and that. So that night, after he was going through his trip, I was tripping. He fell asleep. I was still tripping balls because I took on all that energy. So I go to my room, and I start doing what I do, my own therapy. I start punching the bag and telling myself that I am this shit and that I could come back from this and I'm gonna prove everybody wrong.
Right.
I break my hand that night, but it broke back into place.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You put it into place as it was already broken.
The knuckle couldn't bend. I couldn't fold my finger like this. I started punching the bag violently because I was very mad at myself for letting myself gain the weight.
Yeah.
And I was punching. And I was like, nah, I gotta bounce back. Like I was crying, punching the bag. My hand was fucking fat the next day. I was like, fuck, I fucked up my hand. 2 weeks passed. I was able to make a fist.
Wow.
And I was like, the medicine. I told myself it was the medicine.
Right.
It was my time to take it. My homie. After that, I was seeing him fuck up a little bit and I was worried for him. After that trip, I saw him do better. He's doing fucking great now.
Good, dude.
So from awesome. There, I had the journey to lose the weight. I started losing the weight to my comeback fight. Mentally going through shit. All this is going on. They offered me a fight. I don't know fucking what I said. I'll take it in December. I wasn't ready. They push it to January or February in Miami. Versus a fucking Miami guy who's pretty much been robbing fights because he loses, but since he's in Miami, from Miami.
They give it to him?
Yeah, so I'm like, I said, fuck it, let's do it. I said, I'm gonna fuck him up. So that fight was getting worked on, and as that fight's getting worked on, they announced Knuckle Mania Los Angeles. This is historic. This is the first legal fucking bare knuckle fight to take place in California.
Wow.
Legal in the heart of LA.
In your hometown.
In my hometown.
Yep.
And I talk to the team, okay, we have the fight, we're getting ready, we look good, but I don't think I want to risk fighting in Miami, getting a cut, and not being able to fight 2 months after in my own hometown.
Right.
So I talked to my whole team, I talked to Joey, talked to my Gym Forge, I was like, what do you guys think? He's like, let's 2 more months, let's do Knuckle Mania.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't want no fucking unnecessary risk. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, fuck this, fuck giving this guy a gift. Like, yeah, let's do it in my home. So we push it to my house. This is the biggest event. This is historic. This is the first bare knuckle fight. Like this is also the beginning of BKFC. I've been there since BKFC 16. Wow. So I'm one of the first fools to be on it that actually blew up and stuck around.
Yes.
With the little bit of fights I've had, for the impact I've made, especially in my community, the Latino community. Mexicans watch this. Mexico's watching BKFC because I got videos viral over there.
Right.
All the messages, I didn't know this shit existed. Mm-hmm. I start selling tickets. I start blowing up on the internet.
You're promoting. You're like going into a new level.
Yeah, but it was not promoting. Like I don't promote I'm the shit. I promote my struggle, mental health, and what I did and where I'm at. So it motivated people. Next thing you know, 50,000 followers, and then a month later, 100,000, and I'm like. And people are like excited for my comeback. And I'm like, okay, we start selling tickets. I sold the most tickets for that event. And it was the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Am I really this popular? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It did not hit me till I fought that night. When I was backstage and the other fight was going on, they paneled the camera at me and I heard everyone go, ah. And I was like, did they just show me on screen? And I was like, how many fucking people are here to see me? Because I was hearing the crowd before me. As soon as I walk out, hey, hey, hey. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, the floor was roaring.
Yeah.
I'm the first fighter to get fight of the night in a legal fight in bare knuckle FC. I'm the first from LA, in LA. I outshined. No disrespect to these guys. They're fucking beasts in their own shit because they should have. I told I'm not gonna get fight of the night. Mike Perry's fighting tonight. Thiago Alves is fighting.
Biggest names.
Fucking the homie, Julian Lane. Let me bang, bro. He's fighting. He's Mr. Fight of the Night too. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm fighting with these guys tonight.
Yeah.
I stole the show, man. The fucking crowd's roaring. So at the end of the night, I'm all fucking hyped. I want to see my mom, you know, like my mom's in the crowd. I was very scared to let her in because 2 weeks before my mom had cardiac issues.
Oh, okay.
And it almost fucked me up. I almost pulled out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was.
So we had a lot on the line for this fight.
It was so much, and I really thought about one thing for this fight. I told myself, I cannot fight and not let my mom see me fight at least one time before she goes.
Right.
Because it was heavy news to hear that from my mom. So I had to have her be there. She has to come. Even if it's in a wheelchair, I'm not gonna let her go one day and her not ever see her son fight.
And her son was always in her backyard fighting.
Yeah. So I was like, my parents have to come.
They have to see this.
I never wanted them to come really, because they distract me. But this time I was like, no, like my mom has to come, my dad, everyone has to come to this fight. This is historic. Didn't I not get fight of the night? I got fight of the night, and I did an interview, and I'm like, I want to go see my mom. Just like, let me go see my moms, you know, like, fuck, give me like a minute. And as I'm trying to go to my mom, I get stopped by fans. I never experienced that. It was a horde of people coming at me. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like my friend's like, dude, I didn't know you were this popular. I was like, I didn't know I was this popular, you know? I get to my mom, and the fans see me get to her section. She's in the nosebleeds, you know? I'm like, get up there. My whole family's sitting in that section. And all these people, Necio, they all start running down. And I stop, like, whoa. Guys, give me 5 minutes. Let me see my mom first. I'll take pictures with all of you. Just let me see. So they were all respectful. They like didn't even step in behind us. They just all stayed in the back. And it was like, at first it was like 20 of them. And as I'm hugging my mom and my dad, by the time I look up, the entire aisle, everything, cameras just waiting.
That's awesome.
I'm just the fucking South Central kid. I'm just like you guys. I'm like that uncle, that primo, that homie. They asked me in an interview, why do you connect so much with your people from LA and the Mexican people? And I said, because everybody knows someone like me. I'm either one of their funny uncles or that fucking homie that, you know, that's in the hood, or something about it reminds them of like, oh, this was a homie.
Right.
And that's connection. All of that happens. I'm going down and some guy comes up, the homie from BK BD Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And he's like, David, man. I was like, what's up? He's like, you're fucking amazing. He's like, you're like the fucking Mexican Conor McGregor. And I'm like, no, I'm the Mexican Necio.
I love that.
I'm like, I'm
Necio.
I'm like, I'm a Mexican Necio. And he's like, starts laughing. And he's like, dude, everything you've done coming from where you came, he's all like, I want to induct you to the Hall of Fame. He's like, you're the first fight of the night in California, and you're from LA. Like, you're a hometown guy took that. You know, all these famous big ass names fighting that night, and the local South Central fool that lives 20 minutes away stole the show.
Yeah.
So that was already a historic. That's history. That's gonna be remembered when they talk about UFC back in the day. Your first 4 or 5 UFCs, you talk about Royce Gracie and you know those exciting fighters.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered as one of the most exciting fighters, win, draw, or lose, that ever stepped in there. I want people to be like, when that motherfucker went in that ring, holy shit, you know you were getting your money's worth.
Right.
So then he says, I want to induct you next year. And I said, dude, do I belong? Like, fuck. And he's like, no, you just made history tonight. And I was like, fuck. So leaves. I'm like telling my brother, like, dude, he wants to induct me next year, 2025. For years, he had bare knuckle fights, backyard fights, MMA fights. He fought big names. And then he's like, Dave, like, what's up? He's like, I want to induct you this year. And he's like, we have the old school. And he's like, but I want one new school guy, one guy that's making a big impact. And he's like, I want it to be you. And I was like,
this is crazy.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
how the fuck do I go? It's 4 fights in, you know, but those 4 fights were 4 memorable fights. People could tell you who I fought in a row. Right. You could ask these other guys that have 4 or 5 knockouts in a row, and you could ask them who was their 3rd fight. Nobody cares. Nobody knows because they fought cans. You know, you ask me about me. you could remember who my first, second, third fight is. All my fights have been fight of the nights. You know, there's fighters that talk shit from other leagues that left BKFC to be on B-side, and they're still talking shit. I had guys talking shit after 18 months of not being active, talking about how I'm trash and they could fuck me up. If I'm so trash and they could fuck me up, why do they want to fight me?
They want to fight you because they want that title. They want that big name.
They don't.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. They don't. They want eyes. You know. Imagine having 6, 7 fights and nobody give a fuck about your fights because you're not entertaining. But fighting me or talking shit about me in the comments gets you a click. I don't reply to none of it.
Right.
I don't reply to none of it. They talk shit. I ignore it. Like Joey Beltran told me, you know what kings do? Like, what? You don't listen to peasants. And I was like, I like that, you know? But I am a peasant, my mom. Like, he's like, yeah, just fuck them. You don't have to. And yeah, dude, people talk shit. I just let it go. And they think you know what happens when you don't feed a troll? They die.
Yeah.
They get more angry that I don't react to them. I just go do my own thing. So now we're getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame in September 7.
And do you think you'll stay with Bare Knuckle? And this is going to be your focus is just go as high as you can in Bare Knuckle?
Well, you know, I was already ranked number 3 before my injury.
Okay.
I'm ranked number 1 in Mexico.
Wow.
I'm the number 1 bare knuckle boxer in Mexico. I think I'm number 16 here in the U.S.
Wow.
And I think mostly it's because of my fights that I've had, you know, like. So I told bare knuckle, like, I am fucking loyal as fuck. I've been offered other fights, other places, and I stick to bare knuckle. They offer me more money. But I want to be bare knuckle because I know once they notice me, they're going to be like, we got to pay this guy. So with this next fight they're offering, they did pick up the pay. I'm like, okay, well, finally. But I know I deserve more.
Right.
So to me, it's like, I'm willing to give my life. You know, I'm willing to lose an eye, to die, and I'm showing that I have the power, the star power, the fucking pull to pull people. People want to see me fight. And I'm not fucking like about that only. You know, I have a platform to share love and to fucking positivity. So I use my platform for that.
Nice.
But people are still tuning in because they're connecting to me. So they want to see me win. No matter what, they want to see us fight. They want to see us succeed. We have so many fucking eyes on us now. I had a whole stadium sold out chanting my name. If that isn't enough to show a company that I'm the shit, I don't know what to do. I can't continue to take these crazy fights for a little low pay.
Right.
You know, so right now we have some offers. Have some offers with BKFC, which we're looking into it. One is too soon. I just fought 2 weeks ago. Hands are still fucked up. My eyes are a little, you know, still healing, and they want me to fight in 2 months.
Yeah.
I gotta see how I feel about that.
Right.
I might do it. My crazy ass thing is like, yeah, I need the money, but I also want to win.
Right.
And I don't want to go in and have a stop fight, because that's my legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather fucking die in there than get it stopped by a fight, by a cut.
Right.
So that's what I don't want. So I really have to think this week. I even asked my fans. I was like, what do you guys think? Everybody's like, don't do it. It's too soon, bro. Like, you just fought.
Right.
I just fought 2 weeks ago, and I got a call yesterday. You want to fight in 2 months? I'm like, fuck, dude, that's like in 7 weeks. I haven't even healed. So I have a fight. I'll announce it here. I got offered a professional boxing debut in Dubai.
Okay.
So we're working that contract out right now, but it seems like it's locked in. So I'm going to Dubai in December to make my professional boxing debut.
Man, from your mom's backyard to going to Dubai.
To like perform for a bunch of princes.
Through the Hall of Fame. Like, this is crazy, man.
I still feel, dude, it's weird because I still feel that imposter syndrome. You know, there's times that I like, and I try not to because you start to believe it.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself positive feedback. But I still have times where I'm like, fuck, dude, do I really belong? Especially with this Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah, man.
You know, I know
it's a huge deal.
I know there's bigger names out there, but I also know why I'm getting it. I also know that I was part of a historic event. I came from a backyard, and a lot of fighters are training in backyards, but they never fully chase it. I left everything behind, bro. I broke most of the time because I'm chasing this, but I'm covered on food, training, gear. People send me clothes. Sponsors have been keeping me alive.
Good.
But I'm not out there fucking flashing shit. I'm not out partying. I'm not drinking. I'm trying to find a decent woman.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I've been about lately. I've been in that phase. I'm 34 years old, and people ask me, dude, why the fuck do you want a girlfriend right now? Like, you're popping. I was like, I'm over it, dude. I've had so much fun. I did adult content for a while. I was out there and I did the drugs, and now it's like, I want to fucking build an empire. I want to build a business. I want my future wife to be my manager, to keep all the money in the family.
Right.
And like build each other the fuck up, you know? Like, it's not a bad thing to want.
No.
I don't need it. I want it. And there's a big difference between needing and wanting. When you think you need, that's not something that's good for you because you're fucking, I need. You're burning yourself out. But when you want something, it's going to come your way.
Yeah, bro. Well, I'm super pumped that you're able to share, everything with us and, really just guide us through your story and where we're going, because I believe that you are what you are.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I really, from what I've seen, bro, it's all heart. And that's why I think people love you, because that's what they want to see is heart.
Yeah, you know? I try to connect with everyone as much. Like my third fight, my fight of the year, it was a hard fight. And this guy had 20 plus fights. And
big name, huh?
Yeah,
been
big
through
name.
it.
He's been since UFC. He's been since BKFC 1, 20 professional fights, 10 bare knuckle fights, 100% knockout finish rate.
Wow.
My third fight ever.
Wow.
So I go in, I said, let's go. The dude, like they say, they always ask, is it a show? And I said, no. This guy was like, he pushed me the day before at an interview. And they kicked me out. And then he's like, his name isn't fucking David. It's Spanish, David. My dad's David from Mexico. It's David.
Yeah.
So I have BKFC call me David. I don't let them call me David. They're going to respect the culture.
Right.
You're not going to respect my promotion. You're going to respect my culture, at least, Mm-hmm. So the guy starts calling me David. He's like, he's not trying to fancy up his name. I'm like, you fucking idiot. My name is David. It's David. So in the like, there was this fight, and I had told people, I'm going to make him say my name the right way. So we're fucking fighting, dude. We're fucking going at it. Bloody ass fuck. Round 5. He punches me in the face, and I smile at him, and I'm like, what's my name? And he's all like, he looks at me, and I'm like, what's my fucking name? And I throw a punch. And he punches me back, and then the fight's over. He apologized about it, and then in the back, they released the video. He's like, is his name David or David? He's like, it's David. So, all of these little things that remind me that I am a fighter. That I am, like, I always tell myself, dude, you're a fighter. Like, every time I post something, after this fight, I told myself, dude, I'm a fucking fighter.
There we go.
I came fucking out 18 months off. I lost 65 pounds for this fight. I bounced back from depression. I didn't do drugs. I didn't sleep around. I didn't drink alcohol. I fucking stayed. And my mom got sick. The rent was due. It was everything. It was like that story again, a movie. Like,
on the line.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna fucking go for this fight that you're making shit money, but the possibilities that are gonna open up after you shine in this fight are gonna be huge? Or do you just drop everything, go back to work, and catch up on bills and just have weekends off and drink again because that's all you can do when you're that tired? I was like, nah, man. This is just the beginning for me. My goal isn't to be an influencer. I want to be a fucking role model.
Right.
I want to be remembered as a South Central positive influence to the community. I want kids to be like, Necio was kicking it on Compton in 83rd, drinking beer, fucking snorting shit, putting up his nose. And he stopped, and he still lives here in Compton. Mm-hmm. He's still here. He didn't let we got to stop saying the streets take us, because it's there. But at the end of the day, it's our fucking decision to choose our path.
Yeah, and the streets can just guide us to where we need to go.
But when you're alone and when you're sad and you have nobody, you choose that because there's love, there's homie love, there's fools buying you 40s, there's love you don't have anywhere else. That path is there, but it has there's some exits, man.
Right.
There's a few exits. Some people take them. Some people go back to school. Some people become artists. Some people become tattoo artists. Some people become chefs. I've seen so many cholo chefs. Some people become a lot of actors now. A lot of them, they left that shit and they're going to acting because that's what they know. So there's exit paths for everyone. The question is not, is there an exit? The question is, are you willing to get the fuck out of that to better yourself?
Yeah.
Because you're here, bro. You might think you're here, you're making that drug money, you're making that shit, you're here. But you think this is it? There's another road that takes you all the way up here, bro.
Evolve.
This one is just staying here.
Or repeat.
Just it. It's peaked already. It went up and it stayed there. That's all you're doing. But there's another one, man. But the thing is, do you want to struggle for it? Are you willing to struggle for it? This shit isn't easy. If every dream was easy, everybody would be balling and be professionals right now.
Well said, bro. All right, bro. So we really appreciate you coming to Sullen. We appreciate you just giving us all the love, your story, all your accomplishments, really, man. And do you have anything you want to say? Shout out to your sponsors, or
Yeah, for this camp, there was a lot of people that helped me out, but mainly, there was these few that really kept me fed and kept me alive for this camp. Barrelay Foods, carnal, you kept me fed since July. And I got nothing but love for that guy, man. That guy fucking took care of me with food, made sure I got on a diet.
So good.
Weight. Forge Fitness, Andy and Mark, they took me in. They hit me up on Instagram. They were like, "Let us help you out."
Perfect.
And they put me in the gym and they camped there. Gabe Green for helping me out, the homie Sack, but definitely my little brother. My little brother's my corner, and he helped me sell tickets, and he's like my second manager. He makes sure that I'm taken care of in the back and that I'm ready and mentally. And so, to everyone in South Central LA, anyone, anywhere, everyone that has helped me out with either a like or words of encouragement, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would not be here without you guys. This is more than I expected. I always knew I was meant for something, but you guys always tell me that I inspire you when it's the other way around. You guys inspire the shit out of me.
Well said, bro. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Vibe Check. Like, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and let us know who you guys want to see next. Much love. Ooh. That was Vibe Check. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go ahead and comment below on who you guys want to see on the show. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.